Hello, Schoolhouse Intuitive here with a money, career, fortune, abundance reading for the Libra Collective. This is a Libra Tarot channel. Welcome. Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. Let's get started. We need to figure out where this money's coming from. What kind of money changes are expected? What can we expect? So in this general reading, right? Only take what resonates. Let's see what we have. We'll use tarot, oracle cards, and channeled messages. Let's do it. Okay, first card out. Inspiration. Inspiration. Okay, we have the ideas are divinely inspired now. So this is, you're being blessed with creative insights. Okay, this is going to serve a cause greater than yourself. And maybe it'll fill up your pocketbook, purse, wallet, bank account too. Manifestation. Hello. What did I just say? Right? It's no accident. That's all golden too. So you're manifesting rapidly. Your dreams and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. I want to let you know too that we are still in the 1-1-1 energy. Just had January 11th, right? In a 1 year too. So it's like, now's the time to really be manifesting. Okay. I'm connecting it to 1-1-1 and 11-11. Let's manifest. Let's be inspired. Let's take some inspired action. What else do we have? I'm hearing the name Dylan right now too, okay? We also have beauty. Lots of beauty there. Be that proud peacock. Hello. See the beauty in everything. Beauty of a smile. Beauty of love. Above all, beauty of you. What else do we have? Whoa. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. You're manifesting blessings, okay? You're manifesting blessings. If you stumbled upon this reading, there's a message here meant for you. It's no accident. Nothing in these readings is an accident. There's a major life change that's going to bring you blessings. It's going to prepare you for what you know. You need to be prepared to be bringing this in because I feel you're the one who's manifesting. This is magic. But you can believe in magic. Right? Maybe magic is real. Let's see, what else do we have? I think your ability to manifest is real. And, oh, what's that? Okay, protection. You know, I will say this came in your Tuesday reading as well, friends. You need to be getting this message over and over, it seems, because it's coming out multiple times per reading. Here we are again. I'm only 5 cards in. There's protection. You need to know that you are protected. You're protected as you move forward. Some of you are afraid to step up. You're afraid to put yourself out there. You're afraid to leave what's comfortable. You may be scared, but know that you are protected and something is being divinely orchestrated. These blessings, this is how it's supposed to go. Okay. There's a reason why there was maybe a pause. Okay. But right now we're working with another divine portal. That 1-1-1 portal energy is still with us. So take advantage of it. And I did put out a reading for 1-1-1. So if you're curious about that, I put it out on January 1st because that's 1-1 and then 2026 is a 1 also. All right, let's get some more information. I want to find out. I actually have a money coming from kind of deck. So we can find out more about where this money's coming from. Let's first, let's see. Here it is. Money coming from ? You know, I kind of want to use a deck I haven't used in a little while though too. We're going to use the Money and Job Oracle. Sorry that took a moment for me to find it, but sometimes I'll have an idea of a deck I should use and then my guides have a different idea and I always have to go with that obviously. And because my videos are unedited, unscripted, I have to sometimes have a little pause to get my decks in order. Here we go. So this is the Money Coming From deck. All right, that's that. And then we have the Money and Job. Money and Job. Here we go. All the decks I use are down below. Okay, so this is entry level. So you might be feeling inspired to make a complete change moving forward. And when you do, it's like things could really manifest quickly. You know, they are on rollerblades. could feel very competitive, whatever it is you're entering into. What else do we have? Tell us about these blessings. Multitasking. Some of you may be actually able to work from home, because it looks like they're working from home, or they're able to do more. You know, a lot of you too, it could be that it can feel very overwhelming as far as where, you know, like where to start, and like can you handle all aspects of maybe, you know, being an entrepreneur. We will get cards specific to entrepreneurs, as we do in all of our career tarot readings, and so I will get those cards out. Instead of the money coming from deck, I'm actually using this deck. It's by Maruka X, and it's something like purposeful career money deck, something along those lines. What else do we have? Okay, that's not ready yet. Deck feels pretty cold energetically, so let's keep going with this one. Guess we are going to do 5 and 5. And you have responsibilities here. This is going to sound like maybe a strange message, or annoying even, but there's something here about, with this falling under beauty and appreciating the responsibilities, or appreciating the beauty and everything. It's almost like appreciate the fact that you have a home that you have to clean, that you have a car that needs oil changes, that you have, you know, pets that need to be cared for, that love you, who you love. You know, it's like, it's kind of in a way being grateful for the fact that we have responsibilities, because it means we have something, right? What else for blessing? Woo! So for blessings, you're getting 3 cards now. 3. What is this going to be? What is it going to be? Oh my. Okay. Now here, all right, we'll take this one step at a time. You have a job offer. Hello. Perfect timing, because there's an unexpected expense, possibly. I don't get a sense that it's big, though. Maybe it is like something with the car, you know, but it's not. I don't feel that it's huge, because you're still able to pay a debt. So you have a debt paid and a job offer. So some of you have a job offer, debt paid. Some of you are going to have this unexpected expense, and, you know, maybe and then others of you, you could be feeling like, oh, I'm always having to multitask. I don't know if I can make it happen. This is here to tell you, yes, you can make this happen, right? Even if you have to start small, or you're starting over even. Great. Good. Love it. Love it. All right. Now, oh, well, okay. No, we're getting another one. Okay. So, because I didn't get one for under protection. What else do we need to know when it comes to this career, money, purpose reading? Because not everyone has a career right now, right? Or, oh, okay, but you have an interview. Something could be a little like weird or off or unsettling in the interview. Again, you're protected. You might even feel like someone just is giving off vibes like they don't want to be there or something. You know, maybe use that as, just remember, when you're being interviewed, you're also interviewing them. If you know you're going to have to work with this, you know, negative Nelly here. And sorry if your name's Nelly, but, you know, then, and they're sitting there all mopey dopey in a reading, you know, in an interview. You might want to think twice. Like, do you really want to sign up for that? Because you're interviewing them too. You need to make sure it's a fit. It's basically like dating for professionals or something. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, just like when you're on a date, you can choose if you want to see him again. Some of you, I'm here to remind you again, we are emperors and empresses. We are not desperate. We do not chase. We create. We attract. Right. All right. What else do we have? It's got to be, it needs to feel right. Or like, why even do it? You know, I know why, because we have responsibilities and all that, but you get what I'm saying. Some of us, we do have more choice than we realize, maybe. All right. Unseen, money manager, and conflict. Okay. So this is about, you may not see it now, but there is something better. Sometimes you need to wander to understand the clarity that follows. This is about when you stop learning, you stop growing, and you assume you know it all when maybe you don't. All right. Maybe you don't. And that's okay, especially if it's like entry level. But if you're doing something because you love it, you're inspired, you feel motivated to do it, I say go for it. But you do you, right? I'm not here to offer any advice, really. It's tarot. And we have money manager. Maybe you're getting better at managing your money. Okay, we'll get into tarot too, don't worry. This is expecting positive financial changes in your life. It could have to do with careers that involve finance or numbers, financial advisor, banker, accounting. And this is about your hard work is paying off, and you can now enjoy the fruits of your labor despite conflict. And some people don't want to see you excel, right? They're afraid maybe where does that leave us? If you take this, this awesome job in Japan, where does that leave us? Well, no comment. All right. Also, what else? It's like you finding yourself having personality clashes, maybe. Like I said, I was picking up on that in that interview. So just think, keep that in mind. Keep it filed in the back of your head. Can you tolerate that? Will you be able to stand sharing an office with that person? Who knows? Maybe they smell bad. I don't know. That would drive me nuts. I've had that happen, and it is not good. All right. Anyway, if you're experiencing competition, see it as a chance to up your game. This is about not being willing to fight for whatever it is that you're really wanting. You gotta, I guess, I don't know. Maybe some of us feel like, I don't have much fight left in me. I don't know. Anyway, with the Rebel here, we have manifestation. One card wants to come out with it. Caution. All right, so caution and the Rebel. This is what's underneath multitasking and manifesting. I think that some of us, there are some limiting beliefs here that are limiting our abundance. We'll look into what that could be, of course. But this is about being an entrepreneur, teaching others a better way, busting systems, right? Creating new systems, smarter things. This is about you being a trailblazer who's meant to pave the way for future generations. But there is a caution with this. Again, when we stop learning, we stop growing. When we assume we know it all, we're going to be missing out on information we need to know. Okay, the person who thinks they're the smartest person in the room is missing it completely. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we have more going out. Okay, more going out than coming in. That could be worrying some of you. We need to reevaluate our priorities because we could be risking losing, just we're getting ourselves into debt when we're trying to pay the debt, right? So being mindful, managing our money better, right? So something that's going on inside, though, could be impacting your ability to really make your manifestations a reality. So again, we'll look into what could be blocking. What else do we have? Under beauty and responsibilities, you have partnership. Fabulous. If you want it, not everybody wants it. Hey, doesn't that look like the Libra symbol, the start of it anyway? If I put my finger here, oh, now it is. Look. No, okay. All right. Anyway, this is about manifesting a strong and successful partnership. Maybe you can't do something on your own, but if you consider having a partner, they can bring experience you lack and vice versa, right? So some of your relationships too, by the way, you could be feeling responsible for others in some way, and that's holding you back from your own success, maybe. What else do we have? Okay, I'm here. Okay, I was hearing, can you change your environment? I am hearing that. We have, so we have options. Yeah, it looks like you can. Oh, look at that. You're unlocking doors that were previously closed. Unlocking options. What are the odds you get those two out together? A door opening and right after a key. Hello. Love this. This is like what was locked. Oh, and I didn't even read that yet. What was locked can now be opened. I just said you're unlocking doors that weren't there before. Again, maybe you're able to pay off that debt. Maybe you get that job offer. So you've opened floodgates of abundance without limitation. There's blocks. The reason the blocks are there is to tell you that something isn't aligned, right? So we'll look into that. We have options here. Many opportunities are becoming available to you. Remain open, okay? Blessings, things can come in the way, in a time we're not expecting or in a way we're not expecting. So this is taking advantage of all those opportunities and letting curiosity take over, okay? So opportunities are coming, but you may not be realizing it. So when we do tarot, we're going to see, are you getting 4 of Cups and stuff like that? That could mean, you need to be a little more open maybe, or if we're getting a lot of cards that indicate stubbornness, maybe we need to. Sometimes I agree, though. It's not like we need to be a little stubborn and not settle, right? When it comes to settling, we want to be stubborn, right? But yeah. All right. We also have, oh my gosh, check this out. You have inspiration here and inspiration there. So in each corner, you have inspiration. You've got inspiration from all angles. Maybe you just don't know where to start, you know, but there's a spark of inspiration that could ignite some brilliant idea for you. Maybe you receive that in an interview, right? Maybe you receive that in that interview. It's essential that you're clear about what you want when it comes to the interview and other things, and follow your heart. So there could be too many ideas, as I said, that block you from actually making a commitment and getting clear on your manifestations. Therefore, it blocks the blessings. So there's one thing that we may want to consider as we move forward, Libra friends. Okay, so let's get started with some tarot. We're going to use the Cheeky Tarot by Danilo Sonino. Decks I use are down below. What do we have? One of my personal favorites, a deck from Italy. Okay, what do we have? What do we have here? All right. Boop, boop. Oh, yeah. Oh, my favorite. We get her every reading, all but one in the last like 20, it feels like. Queen of Wands. Nothing stops a Queen of Wands. Look at her. She's dressed in gold. She's got her sunflower there. She's turning in the direction of her desires, right? She's really going for it. She's not letting anything dim her, dull her shine, right? This is really about inspiration and following one's inspiration, heading in that direction of your passions and where you really want to be, not have to be, right? Not those blah responsibilities, but where you want to be. All right. And now you have the Queen of Pentacles, really. This is like these two working together, amazing. You've got the groundedness, the real focus here, and the planning of a Queen of Pentacles. They're going to be very practical, but it blends very nicely with her Queen of Wands sister here, balancing each other out, okay? How cool would it be if we got all four queens in this reading? I mean, we're 2 cards in, we already have 2 queens. Male, female, doesn't matter. It's tarot, okay? So this is fertility with the bunny, and look at all the growth. Look at all that. Look at all the growth you've had in your own life. You've transformed so much. And look at the lions, okay? Take the initiative. Be bold. Be courageous. We all start out as little cats, right? We grow into big cats. Get your big cat energy on, okay? This is someone who's really, they're focused on their passions, but they're being realistic in some way, right? But it doesn't hold them back. Again, it's the perfect balance here. Perfect. Security, opportunity, prosperity by doing what you love, by doing what excites you. Turning your talents, your creations into a fortune. What else do we have? If this reading excites you, you want to claim it, you enjoy my style, like the video, hype the video, subscribe, leave a comment, become a member. All of it helps, okay? Even just a like. A like takes a fraction of a second and it means a lot. So thank you. I've also done your 2026 yearly reading. I break it up month by month. Check that out. That was done last month. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, we want to look more into your own personal situation. Schoolhouseintuitive.com can get you a reading. We have the Knight of Wands. Look at this. Fabulous. We have people here. Multiple people. Some of you, you may have not have thought of this before, but you might actually be able to work with somebody. You're going to be the expert, though. I feel like there's some aspect of this that you've been doing this sort of like, if it's art or something, you've been doing this longer, but then maybe there's somebody who wants to work with you. They're excited, but they don't necessarily have the expertise you have in some regard. Okay, but maybe they know about technology and that's like not your strength, maybe. Just an example, right? This is somebody who's very excited to just get started. But there could be some responsibilities in the way that, you could be feeling like, oh, I better be a little cautious. I better slow my roll a little bit because I don't want to end up in a bad situation. I don't want to spend a bunch of money before I'm even making any money, right? What else do we have? What else? So is there a way we balance it? So we move forward. I mean, it's amazing. Amazing. We have the Chariot. They're like, it's like they're kind of, not really sure which way to go. Oh, gee. Well, we need to make a choice though, right? We have to go in some direction, even if it's not totally clear. We can kind of safeguard ourselves as much as possible, but at some point we don't want to overanalyze so that we're not even making any moves. So this is about tuning in, tapping in to your own higher wisdom there, and realizing, yeah, you have a lot of opportunities, and now it's time to pick one. Start small. I say it almost every reading now. Some readings, though, it's like go big, and I feel like with this, though, you want to have a balance. You want to have a good balance. When I see the Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles out first, we definitely want to have that good balance. And if you don't feel you have that balance within you, then maybe you are choosing to partner up. Okay, Chariot card, getting, having the self-control, but still making change. We're not holding ourselves back. We're moving forward, but we're doing it with discipline. That's going to lead us with the most success on our journey, okay? We're taking action, inspired action, to manifest a life that we love. That's also where you feel more wealthy. And wealth and abundance can come in many forms, right? It's not just coins. What else do we have? Oh, look at that. You've got conflict here, maybe with the Five of Wands. It's like you're having to feel your way through something. And then the wheel comes in, it changes everything. Something big changes. I think for some of you, you're going in a whole new direction. It's almost like you go to this interview and you realize, I don't even want to work in an office anymore. I can't do it. I just can't. I don't want to do it. I'm going to follow my inspiration, because what do we end up with? Again, we start out with inspiration, we end up with inspiration. But again, too many ideas could be blocking you from making any one of them a reality. So this is like really needing to pick a path with the Chariot, okay? And not the one that's led to conflict. However, one thing I do want to point out is look on the Wands here. First of all, no one's getting hurt, right? It's not like they're really going at it, And you do have something changing here. And actually 5 is a number of change too. I feel like what you're excited about or what you really desire, it could shift. It could shift a little bit. It could change. And I feel like it's to your advantage. Because when we have the Wheel of Fortune here, it's like a whole new cycle of good fortune, of abundance, of luck, of success. And it does feel like for some of you, you might try to return to something that there's hesitation. And I think it's because you're not the same as you were maybe. And maybe that's the safest choice, but it's not the most exciting. Maybe you're going to choose to do, something inspiring instead, where you feel more aligned. I'm actually hearing cardinal. So could be connecting to the bird, or it could be, cardinal signs, right? Cardinal signs are the first signs of the season. So it's Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra. So if you have, I know you might have Libra because you're here, but you might have any of those placements. So it's like really be that leader. Be the leader you are. Put yourself out there. Some of you need to know that. And even if you fall, get back up. Back on that horsey. All right, we've got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. And okay, so, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. I get so excited. Okay, Queen of Cups. When I see this card, I think about those little stones there. Don't let those little stumbling blocks become major obstacles. Okay? There's a burden being lifted here. Look, remember I said, what if we get all 4 queens? I didn't even realize it. I'm starting out here, and now I have a Queen of Cups clarifying a Queen of Wands. I mean, wow. This is like you using your intuition and your heart, and you're sensing your way through something. This is somebody who's mature. They're intuitive. They're very caring. This is a healing energy. Some of you are healing your relationship with money in some way, or your relationship with or you're understanding that, yeah, maybe you can have it all. You can make something happen. You can make a dream a reality, but it's going to take some focus. It's going to take some discipline. Don't lose the drive. The drive's what's gotten you to this point, right? So stay excited, get excited. Big changes are heading your way. And with the 7 of Cups and the Moon card, I got excited because I'm so happy they're in the reverse. This is about a truth being revealed, something you were doubting, maybe something that felt like illusion, confusion, a fantasy in some way. This is like you're getting clarity now. You're seeing the reality of something. And I think for some of you, you're realizing that you can trust yourself to make better decisions now. Some of you have feared making some big leap because maybe it hasn't worked out so great before, possibly. That's that. Next we have, and I don't like to report this, but I do have to tell you, some of you could be getting a call or a message from somebody you know, and it's kind of like, they're like, I have a bone to pick with you. And it's like that kind of energy. I just, ugh. And every time it's like they're so draining, but really it's like you just kind of are like, whatever. I'm still going to focus on what I need to focus on. I'm not going to let them, block me in any way. So they're dealing with their own stuff, it sounds like. So, but it's like that energy. You're going to know if it's you, if it's your message, you're going to know, because it is this energy of like, well, I have a real axe to grind with you, or I've got a bone to pick with you. It's that, I don't know. They use sayings like that. And it's like, get out. What are you doing? Like, ugh, I don't need that, So just, that's what I feel like. Because I was also given your a reaction you had to, like, you strongly are like, ugh, come on. But it doesn't, it could be like, your aunt or your mother-in-law or somebody. It does feel like an older female. Okay. That's the energy I'm being given. It's like, I've got a bone to pick with you, mister or miss or girl or what. I don't know, whatever. Just fill in the blank, right? Okay, here we go. We've got the 6 of Pentacles and the Fool card. Coming out to clarify, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, be careful how much you're willing to give away. Don't let anybody block your next steps. Okay, that was coming through that person. We all have people like that we know, or have had people like that. And they might always be looking out for like themselves, really. They can easily make it seem like they're just looking out for you, being a good friend, but they're really not. It's really kind of like, I feel like this person is bored. They need to get more going on for themselves, maybe. Just my personal thought. Well, it's not my personal thought. None of this is my person. This is like, that's the feeling I'm getting. That's the energy that's coming in. Okay. So I'm not going to downplay it. All right. So Libra scales coming in on that 6 of Pentacles, even though it's Pentacles, we've got the scales right there. And it's like, you're going to need to, some of the shadow work you need to do, or some of the things you need to work on, right? We're going to talk about blocks. Some of you are over giving and it's keeping you where you are. You're over giving your energy, your time, too much thought, too much to things that just are distractions. They don't really matter. They don't give back. And I get that a lot of you are like, no, I'm going to turn my back to all of that. I'm done. Like, unless, it's like, by now who's going to help support you and who's not. So you might not even be telling people you're making some change. And that's a good thing. You're not, some people, it's like they come in and they think they have, anytime. It's like, well, how many, you say you want to have a YouTube channel. Well, how many YouTube channels have you started? You have an opinion on it, but like, yeah, everybody's got an opinion. Just because you watch YouTube doesn't make you an expert on what somebody should be doing with their channel, right? You're the one maybe who's doing something that they could never do, or they never did. Not that they couldn't, but they just didn't. So they're not an expert on what you're doing, right? They've never done this. And like I said, it seems like maybe they didn't get to live out their dreams or something. So that's what we're going to leave that energy over there, because I don't want that here anymore. All right. Thanks for the message. All right. So because you want to keep your energy high, optimistic, right? Look at this. Yeah. It's like, there's a better way to be doing something. You don't have to, you don't have to, you want to avoid burnout. Okay. You want to keep yourself grounded while also, following your dreams, making them a reality. But realize just because you're going to do something you love doesn't mean that it has to be difficult. Says who? Maybe that's what you were fed as a kid, like, oh, well, working hard and having money means you need to struggle and not have a life otherwise. Maybe that's not it. Maybe, especially nowadays with technology and stuff, right? What else? So that's what I'm feeling with temperance. It doesn't have, like, there is this, again, this energy kind of like the chariot, with this, and also the scales here, it's moderation, balance, right from the very beginning. Like, we're getting more balanced take on things, on a situation. And that's what it feels like with temperance. And it feels like, yes, this change is divinely guided, but just avoid going to any sort of extremes or, excess. There might be an option you haven't even considered. All right. You also have the King of Swords. All right. So that's the only queen we're missing, the Queen of Swords, but we have the King of Swords here. And this is like this part, they're ready. They know exactly what they're doing. I love seeing this because this is what's clarifying options and chariot and blessings. So there is a major life change here. It's coming in. So get ready to be taken in this more abundant direction. And you're not taken there. You're the one at the wheel. You literally have the wheel. Often when we get Wheel of Fortune, we get the chariot. Really, I mean, if you go back and watch the readings, when one comes out, the other one comes out. Almost always. That's somebody, this is like someone who, they know what they know, they're sure of it, and they don't, like, people can chat, they can whisper, they can do, again, everybody can have their opinion. Oh my, okay. I'm like over here going off. I look at the bottom of the deck, look at this. There it is, there she is. Now we have all 4 queens. I was like, I let that go. When I saw the King of Swords, I was like, oh, okay, we probably won't get queen. This is an example, though, of like, you're thinking, oh, okay, so, maybe I just get to, some of us, we're not setting our sights high enough. We're like, oh, well, yeah, like in this reading, all 4 queens, imagine that. And then we get 3. And then when I see the King of Swords, I'm like, oh, well, it kind of made me change my intention a little bit. Don't let that be you. Right? Just because something comes in that's good enough, that king, right? He came in, I was like, oh, okay, well, we don't have it's not a Queen of Swords, it's a king. That's fine, though. No, don't do that. Don't be that person. Sorry, I'm giving you all this advice. Maybe you don't want, if you don't want it, this isn't your channel, it's not your reading. But if you do want to know what the energy says, my take on it, then here we go. And there's a Queen of Swords. So now we have all 4 queens. I don't think maybe one time we've had 3 or 4 queens. I don't know if I've ever had all 4. We've had 3 or 4 aces. We've had 3 aces multiple times. The Queen of Swords. If you weren't clear before, you're going to be. If you didn't feel you could be self-sufficient, there she is. You didn't feel like you could make something that felt kind of impossible. The odds were stacked against us to get all 4 queens. And what did we do? We got all 4 queens. Why? Because I put that intention out there. It's in there, and then, put it out there. And just when I was about to settle, maybe this has happened for you, just when you're about to settle for good enough, in comes perfection, in comes what's perfect for you, in comes that amazing job that's great for you. You're turning your back, though, to like any sort of it was good, but it wasn't great. No, maybe we need to just get in our chariots and get the heck out of there, right? Again, take charge of that wheel. Maybe just just okay isn't enough. It's just not enough anymore, right? It's amazing, incredible, love it. It's like, yeah. All right, okay. Look at this. Now you have another king. Are we going to get all 4 kings? I'm not even going to go there. Okay. There's the King of Cups, though. I am getting for some of you. Don't get swept away in the drama and the BS of things going on around you. Okay, there's something here I feel like is trying to capture you in some way, trying to make you maybe go in a particular direction, maybe trying to even pull at the heartstrings. I don't know if it's that same energy that you're going to, because when I saw this card, I was like, oh, you're going to get, again, this is like a card of, I'm feeling it right now as an emotional message or something where someone's like tempting you. Oh, but you could come over here, or you could do it this way, or wouldn't that be the better option? No, You're the one who's the leader in this life of yours. You're the one, you're leading your own life. Just because, other people didn't get to have their dreams doesn't mean you can't have yours, because plenty of other people made their dreams come true. Why not you? Now, let's get into the success cards. Okay. This is taking a little while. Let's just go right here. Market research, card 2. Look before you leap. Okay. Yep. Look before you leap. I think a lot of you have done research, though. It's like, it's just, yeah. Okay, great. So this is about, have you checked lately if your product exists elsewhere? If it doesn't, why hasn't it been done? Why haven't you heard of it? Why have others failed? That's actually a really good idea. If it exists, what can you do better or different? This came up in a couple of readings ago for you, Libra. Putting your signature on something, your special sauce, how you do it. Like I was taught, again, I would use the channel as, this is like the backdrop, the watery table, my animated personality, the fact I don't script edit, whatever. That's what makes this channel unique, right? So how are you being unique in whatever it is you're wanting to put out there or do? We all have our different ways. And yeah, I don't have, 100,000 subs, because I'm not going to do readings that are against what is in alignment with me, right? I'm good having a smaller audience that, 100,000 would be great. Maybe I'll get it someday. But unfortunately, some people fall for the clickbait titles of what your ex is thinking about. Anyway, exit strategy, card 29. Again, you're going to know who's really for you, who your audience is. And maybe that's something you need to get more in touch with. And again, being okay with the fact that you're not going to be for everybody necessarily. You want to get specific. If someone gave me advice one time, because I was trying to do that, I was like, oh my gosh, like I wanted to accommodate everybody who came to me for energy healing services and readings and things. And I realized my menu was too big, right? You want to be really good at a few things, not trying to accommodate everybody, because then it's like maybe you're not great at any of them. It did quickly become apparent, though, what I was really good at, and so maybe that's something you need to give some thought to if you want to, change career paths or whatever. Like, what are you really good at? What is most important to you? What do you really want to do? Give it some thought, right? The feeling, having the pull, that's awesome. Can we just put that into an actual plan somehow, though? Think about your target audience. Okay, that's where, yeah, market research might help. Also, just thinking, the advice someone gave me was think of your ideal, an avatar, they call it. Think of an avatar. So who is your ideal client? Who is your ideal audience member for your channel, right? If you have a channel, that kind of thing. So, and realize we kind of need to, rather than be so broad and try to please everybody, we need to kind of what they would call niche down, right? You need to be very specific about what it is you're offering, maybe, and you might actually catch the most fish. I'm thinking of that King of Cups, right? If you're very particular about what you're looking for in an audience member or in a client. Again, it's a two-way street, not just you being chosen by somebody, but you're, in a way, by how you set yourself up and how you set your business up and your offerings or your art, whatever it is you're putting out there, you're kind of shaping who's going to be drawn to you. So just, you have some say too. You have some control too, right? And you're not just relying on luck. That's another thing. Yeah, I love acts of divination here, tarot and stuff, but I don't just like expect, oh, well, the cards sit, so now that's it. I sit back and I do nothing. No, I'm actively trying different things out, right? So that's another thing, is we want to be active. When I see the Chariot and I see the Wheel of Fortune, we are in the driver's seat. We're taking charge of this new beginning, right? We can be optimistic. We can have fresh hope. That's not foolish. No, we could do that. That's great. But we also want to be using our leadership skills. And it's great when we have the balance of all four queens, Libra, all four queens. Can we just look at that? All four. Think about what each one offers, each suit, each one offers. And the thing with the queens is they really embody what that suit's about, right? They really, that's like, there it is. Look at her. Look at all these lovely beauties. They all have something they bring to the table. There's an appreciation for each one. We have card 29 here, exit strategy. There's a lot of duality going on too. I just want to point out because it's kind of like, there's duality in the moon card, see? 2 with 2. There's 29 is 11, which 1 and 1 is 2. Plus you have a 2. I've been telling you there's something here going on with 2s for us this year. 222 came out in your yearly reading too, I think. Yeah. And then there's also, I'll be doing a portal reading for the 222 portal, but there's also I kind of lost my train of thought for a second, but there's also the duality of like the double-edged sword with the queens and the kings of swords. And there's also, like you've got to make a sacrifice. There's also the 2s of the temperance card. You've got the 2 wings, you've got the 2 cups, I'm focused on the 2 feet, how they're in different places. So there's always going to be, a flip side to something. It's like, what do we want to focus on? So then we have people with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Yeah, Chariot. You have all these leaders here. King of Cups, King of Swords, all 4 queens. The Chariot. They know where they're going. They know where they don't want to go too. So are you building a business for lifestyle, for passive income, to sell, or to take public? What exits have other businesses made that can be comparable to yours in the future? Which decision should you alter based on exit timing? All right. So, yeah. Anyway, just knowing where you want, being strategic in where it is you want to go, how you're going to get there, and what to do if it doesn't work out. Right. Having a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. Right. All right. Okay. Let's see. Are there money blocks? Let's see what we have here. Money blocks. While I'm shuffling, yes, if you enjoy the video, you know what to do to show support. Thank you. Wrong path, wrong way. So we need to right the wrong. We might need to correct something here. Might need to fix something. There are red flags that could be making you aware something's off. Something doesn't smell right. If you feel you're not making progress in life, then it might be that you've chosen the wrong path. Or again, you've settled, or you followed the advice of someone else. Just because they're older doesn't mean they're wiser, right? Trace your mistakes so you can make the necessary changes. What else? Beating a dead horse. Try something new, right? Trying something new, a new strategy, change one small variable, right? Anytime you're going to do any sort of a tweaking to, like when I was working as an associate behavior analyst, like if you're coming, you would change one small factor. One variable gets changed when you're making any sort of change to like a behavior plan or something, because you need to know what it was that worked or didn't work. So if you change 5 things at once, if you redo your entire channel, website, storefront, everything, you're not going to know what was actually the thing that made it work, right? Or that didn't. So change one thing at a time and give it a little time, give it a month or whatever to see how it works out. Like if I change my thumbnails up, I test them. You can also do A/B testing, right? So maybe you change one thing and you just compare those two. Like here it is with this kind of lettering or colors. Here it is with this, and then you compare just that by changing one thing, just the font or just the color. You don't want to change everything. You do complete makeovers. That sounds great, but how are you going to know what made the change? Either for the better or worse. So this is about knowing when to walk away, knowing when you're on the wrong path and correcting it. If you've exhausted everything within your power and you've tried and tried and tried to make something work and it's not, we need to look at the takeaways and then move forward in a new way. What else do we have? Now, I'm not a business advisor or financial advisor. I'm just me. Okay. So I'm just a regular person. So only take what resonates, leave the rest. You have free will, final say. Your intuition knows best. If you feel you need help with your business stuff, get an actual business manager or strategist or something to work with you. But this is for people who enjoy what someone like myself who reads energy is picking up on in this moment. And energy can always shift. Too many things at once. Okay, there we go. There we go. So don't do that whole too many things at once. As I said, change one variable or focus on only offering a couple of things. The best restaurants that I've been to, they offer like 5 different entrees, not 50 or 30 or whatever. That's too many. They're probably not great at any of them. But if they're only offering 5 dishes, you better believe they're probably like amazing. You probably can't go wrong. Unless you really don't like one of the ingredients. If you don't eat duck, don't go with the duck. There now you only have 4 options. I can guarantee they're probably really good though, right? I can guarantee probably. That doesn't even make sense. Either you can guarantee it or you can't, right? Anyway. All right. So it's inevitable when you try to tackle too many things at once. It's just not going to get the attention it needs. So slow down, choose one thing and go deep in there. Now, it's kind of like you have this choice of what kind of energy do you want to work with today? Do you want to focus on your Queen of Wands traits? Do you want to focus on your Queen of Cups? What would the Queen of Swords do? What about the Queen of Pentacles? Maybe you hear a little bit from everyone. Maybe you let them take a vote and you're the tiebreaker. Anyway, so there's that. Anything else we need to surrender to? I do like the surrender cards because sometimes it goes a little deeper than the money blocks cards. What else do we have? Whoa. Oh my goodness. We have several. Okay. So you have surrender unhealthy relationships. Hello. Surrender defensiveness. Yup. You might be dealing with somebody defensive. And surrender to receiving support and love. Again, you're going to know who's on your side, who's not. It's amazing because that was that one thing that stood out to me was that person, that one person. All right. So surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered, hear someone out, and then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Like, thanks so much for your opinion. Here's why I'm doing it this way. And without getting like all emotionally charged, what else? Because then that clouds your judgment, right? Being overcome by emotions. That's why I say, like, with being that King of Cups energy, right? And the King of Swords, they're not letting, these are the 2 kings right here that are not going to just do something on a whim. They're not going to just like, they're not going to get rattled. Okay. They're really in charge of their emotions. Okay. So surrender unhealthy relationships, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. I don't believe that there are positive or negative people. I think that our energy is always changing. And we all have, maybe not all. Okay, most of us have the ability. We all have like things that are good about us, right? Unless you're dealing with like pure evil, that's different. That's not what I'm talking about ever here. Okay. Then you have surrender to miracles. So be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Again, did we get four queens? Yes, we did. We got 4 queens. And then we're going to surrender to receiving support and love. Notice the polar bears. Here are the dolphins. If you're into animals, we'll see what comes out in our animal cards next. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. So that can take pressure off you. That has to be, again, it has to be a healthy connection, okay? What else? Ooh,